My girlfriend secretly kicked out my best friend from our shared apartment while I was on a business trip. So I dumped her. I, 28M, recently ended my 3-year relationship with my now ex-girlfriend, 26F, after discovering she kicked out my best friend from our shared apartment while I was away on a business trip. The situation is more complex than it sounds, and I need to get this off my chest. Some background: my best friend, 29M, and I have known each other since middle school. We've been through everything together. When my parents went through a brutal divorce in high school, he let me stay at his place for weeks when things got too intense at home. During college, when I was struggling with calculus and almost lost my scholarship, he spent countless nights tutoring me despite having his own coursework. He even picked up extra shifts at his part-time job to lend me money for textbooks when my student loans were delayed for a semester. When I had a severe car accident in our senior year, he skipped his own finals week with permission from his professors to help me get to doctor's appointments and physical therapy sessions. Even for supposedly smaller things, like when my first serious girlfriend cheated on me, he dropped his date night plans to make sure I wasn't alone. When he lost his job 3 months ago due to company downsizing, he was struggling to make rent at his place. After discussing it with my girlfriend, we agreed to let him stay in our spare bedroom until he got back on his feet. He insisted on contributing what he could from his savings and unemployment benefits, plus helping with household chores. The arrangement was working fine, or so I thought. My friend was actively job hunting, kept the apartment clean, and even cooked for us sometimes. My girlfriend seemed okay with it initially, though she'd occasionally make comments about wanting more privacy or getting our space back. I always reassured her it was temporary and reminded her how my friend helped us move into the apartment and even helped her sister move across town last year. Last month, I had to go on a 2-week business trip to oversee a major project launch. My friend had just landed a promising job interview, and things were looking up. The day before I left, my girlfriend was unusually attentive, making my favorite dinner, helping me pack, and being extra affectionate. I should have seen the red flags, but I was preoccupied with the upcoming project. 4 days into my trip, I noticed my friend wasn't responding to my texts. I figured he was busy with interview prep and didn't think much of it. My girlfriend was sending me regular updates about her day and asking about my project, keeping me distracted. It wasn't until I got a call from my sister that I learned what really happened. Apparently, the day after I left, my girlfriend changed the locks on our apartment. She waited until my friend went out for his interview and had all his belongings packed up and left in the building's storage room. She told the building management that he was an unauthorized tenant who had overstayed his welcome, and they helped her remove his things. When he returned from his interview, he couldn't get in, and his key didn't work. The worst part? She threatened to call the police and claim he was harassing her if he tried to contact me or come back to the apartment. My friend, not wanting to cause problems or jeopardize his job prospects, ended up staying at a motel and didn't tell me because he thought I might have been in on it, given how suddenly it happened. My sister ran into him at a local store and learned the whole story. She immediately called me, knowing I had no idea what was going on. I was furious. I called my friend, and hearing his side of the story made my blood boil. He had to spend nearly a week in a cheap motel, eating into his savings, all while trying to maintain a professional appearance for job interviews. When I confronted my girlfriend over the phone, her true colors came out. She started ranting about how she was tired of living with a freeloader, and how she did what she had to do to protect our relationship. She claimed my friend was taking advantage of me, and that I was too blind to see it because of our friendship. Her justification got even more absurd. She claimed she'd seen my friend snooping through her personal documents when I wasn't around. Completely false. All our important papers were in a locked file cabinet that only she and I had keys to. She also accused him of making her feel uncomfortable by being in the apartment when she was there alone, despite the fact that she'd previously had no issues with this and often asked him to help her with household tasks. I ended the call and immediately started making arrangements. First, I called my friend and apologized profusely. Then I contacted our building management to get their side of the story. Turns out my girlfriend had spun quite a tale, claiming my friend was an unauthorized subletter who had forced his way into staying with us. She'd even shown them some fake texts she'd created, making it look like I had agreed to kick him out. The building manager was apologetic when I explained the truth, especially since they had my friend listed as an authorized occupant on our lease addendum, something my girlfriend hadn't known about because I'd handled that paperwork directly with a management office. This was about to come back to bite her hard. I cut my business trip short by 3 days, telling my supervisor it was a family emergency. My boss was understanding, as I'd already completed the crucial parts of the project. I didn't tell my girlfriend I was coming back early. Instead, I coordinated with my friend and my sister. The day I returned, I went straight to the building management office. With their help, I provided proof that my friend was a legal occupant and that my girlfriend had essentially orchestrated an illegal eviction. They were mortified about their role in the situation and eager to make it right to avoid any potential legal issues. While this was happening, my girlfriend was at work, completely unaware of what was coming. I had the locks changed back with management's approval since I was the primary leaseholder, and my friend helped me pack up all of her things. We didn't just toss them in the storage room like she'd done to him. We carefully packed everything into boxes and had them moved to a secure storage unit I rented for a month. I also discovered something interesting while packing her things. Hidden in her desk drawer were several opened letters addressed to my friend, including responses from job applications and an interview confirmation. She'd been intercepting his mail, which explained why he'd missed a couple of promising opportunities. I documented everything with photos and kept the letters as evidence. The icing on the cake? I found her diary, yes, she kept one, which had detailed entries about her plan to get rid of my friend. She'd been plotting this for weeks, deliberately waiting for my business trip to execute her scheme. She'd even practiced forging text messages to show the building management. The diary entries showed a level of calculation that made me sick to my stomach. When she came home from work, she found me, my friend, my sister, and the building manager waiting in the apartment. The look on her face when she walked in, it was like watching someone's entire world crumble in slow motion. Before she could even speak, I handed her an envelope containing 3 things: a letter explaining that she was no longer welcome in the apartment as she wasn't on the lease, the storage unit information where her belongings were securely stored, and printouts of the diary entries detailing her schemes. She tried to flip the script immediately. First, she burst into tears, claiming she did it for us and that my friend was destroying our relationship. When that didn't work, she switched to anger, threatening to call the police. The building manager quickly shut that down, explaining that she had no legal right to be in the apartment and had committed several illegal acts, including mail tampering and fraudulent eviction. My friend quietly handed her printed copies of the fake texts she'd shown to management alongside screenshots of the real conversations, highlighting her forgeries. She tried to snatch them away, but my sister had already documented everything. That's when she completely lost it. She started screaming about how she'd wasted 3 years with someone who cared more about his friend than her. She accused my friend of trying to come between us from the beginning, claimed he was jealous of our relationship, and even tried to imply there was something inappropriate about our friendship. The building manager had heard enough and warned her that if she didn't leave quietly, they would have to call security. That's when she played her final card. She whipped out her phone and called her brother, 30M, a police officer in a neighboring district. She put him on speaker, probably thinking it would intimidate us. Instead, it backfired spectacularly. My sister, who's a paralegal, calmly listed every illegal action her brother's sister had committed, including mail theft, a federal offense, filing false reports with building management, and illegal eviction. She explained that we had documented everything and would be happy to file formal complaints with both the police department and postal inspectors if they wanted to pursue this route. The silence on the other end of the phone was deafening. After a moment, we heard her brother sigh and tell her, "You need to leave. No, don't make this worse for yourself." She stood there, phone in hand, mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Without another word, her brother hung up. The fight seemed to drain out of her. She took the envelope with the storage unit information and walked out. But of course, it wasn't over. Over the next few days, she tried contacting me through multiple numbers, alternating between tearful voicemails about how sorry she was and angry messages demanding another chance. I blocked each new number without responding. Her sister, who remembered how my friend had helped her move last year, came by to apologize for her sister's behavior and to drop off some of my things that had been at their parents' house. What made everything more satisfying? Remember that job interview my friend had the day she locked him out? Despite missing some opportunities due to her mail tampering, he nailed that interview. He got the job a better position than his previous one, with a significant pay raise. The day he signed his contract, we found out his new office was in the same building as her workplace. She had no idea because she'd never bothered to ask about his job prospects or show any interest in his career.